So there's this guy. Some know him as Hayden Pummel, some know him as the state champ, and some, like me, know him as a bad dude. And either way, this guy did some pretty impressive things.
Let's go to 170. I love you. Taking lemon. Right there.
How did it feel after Hayden won state, and why did you feel this way?
It was really exciting. We were very proud.
Very exciting. Hard to control my emotions.
He really deserved it after all of the work and all the time he's put into it. So there's been a lot of time in the gym. There's been a lot of miles on a car, a lot of time out of state, just a lot of wrestling all year round. And I felt like he really has put the work in, and he deserved it.
It's getting a return on your investment. We, when he decided to become who he is, it was a long time ago, and you don't ever really know if you're going to get the outcome that you're working towards, but when it happens, it's a pretty good feeling.
Hayden Pummel, you are now a state champion. After that dominating victory, you can't even contain your excitement. Everyone's here high-fiving you, cheering you. Does this feel as good as you thought it would?
Yeah, I'm now the second state champ in school history. I mean, the last one was 1989. I just did it. I majored my kid. That's impressive. That shows my ability and my ability going forward to Northern Illinois University, wrestling under Coach Ludwig. So this is another stepping stone. I'm excited for it.
So you're in the history books at your school, but what is it that you want everyone to know in Ohio State history right now? Who you are?
I'm a bad dude and you don't want to mess with me. That's it. I'm a bad dude.
Do people like being interviewed? How does it feel to be interviewed?
I got not much words for it, to be honest.
It sucks because I'm doing work in Laker time and I don't want to go out in the hallway and answer questions.
I don't like it. It gives me like a lot of anxiety.
Well, it depends on who it's by. Certain people, it's really easy. Like getting interviewed by D. Rice is just like talking to him, but getting interviewed by other people is really awkward. Some people are just like, I talk to them more, so it's more natural. There's just a camera there.
Well, I tell you what, Brian. At my age, it's always good to be doing anything. I can remember back when I was first interviewed by Walter Cronkite. It was a long time ago. That was before they recycled, and we all had onions tied to our belts then. That was the style. Bees used to have, quarters used to have bees on. And we used to say, hey, give me 5 bees for $1.
All right, Nash. It's about time I finally got to interview you, all right? Okay, you would know about this. How does it feel to be interviewed? Awesome, 10 out of 10. I love that answer.
Scary. Nerve-wracking. A bit intimidating.
It's freaking weird. I don't like cameras, and then the whole school's gonna see this, probably.
I hate it. It's uncomfortable. I really don't mind it. It's just, I'm friends with the people in journalism.
How often are you interviewed?
Not very.
Every week.
Not very often.
It feels like a lot. Like definitely been picked up for a lot of stories, which is weird because I don't do anything.
I don't think it really ever stops. It just seems like people are interviewing me constantly. I have a high notoriety in Hardin County, probably because I'm streetwise.
How often are you interviewed? I love it. Okay.
Probably once a month. Rarely.
Not that much, but
Nah, not at all. I was interviewed like every week until I got banned.
Why do you think some like it and some don't?
People just like to be seen more often. I'm not one of those people.
Well, I definitely think having a camera sitting uncomfortably close to your face is a little bit of an issue.
Do you like being interviewed? All right, thank you for your time.
Because it's nerve-wracking because everyone's going to see it. Because they don't have their answers planned out.
attention-seeking.
Just like personality differences and stuff.
What makes an answer entertaining on Lakervision?
When it's actually good.
When someone puts a joke in it.
When the person is funny.
I'm always a big fan of Raj's answers where they have nothing to do with the question or something that is odd, but only odd enough that it's still believable.
I think silence.
When it comes like straight from your mind and you just blurt it out.
Yeah, when it's comedic, I guess.
If it's funny.
You'll see what I mean. Eden Stevens is a 1964 graduate of Indian Lake High School who initially dreamed of being a graphic artist. He began playing guitar at a young age, occasionally sitting in with his family's gospel troupe. While serving 4 years as a Morse code operator in the U.S. Coast Guard, he continued his musical pursuits by writing poetry and lyrics during his late-night watches. In the early 1970s, he traveled to Nashville on an overnight whim and remarkably got a song published the very first night he was in town. So I worked with the Board of Education and our administrative team back in 2019 coming into the spring of 2020, and we established the Distinguished Alumni Award. And the real goal of the award was to, first of all, honor those graduates who have left Indian Lake and made their mark on the world and have been successful in various arenas. Specifically if they've had professional achievements or made significant contributions to others or helped their community in any way. And we also want to honor those folks who have been specifically supportive to the Indian Lake community. Yeah, so the first inductee into the Distinguished Alumni was Judy Grubbs, a longtime teacher at Indian Lake, and it was really a no-brainer when we received an application to induct her, and basically how that process works is a committee of myself, the high school principal, and some board members, and then one teacher. We get together and we go through the nominations and kind of decide who we're going to select, and we try to keep it to really around one. And then this past month we actually inducted our second person into the Hall of Fame or into the Distinguished Alumni, Eden Stevens. And I don't know if our students really fully understand the impact that Mr. Stevens has had on the music industry. He's one of the most well-known songwriters ever in Nashville and has earned just about any award you can imagine. So.
Well, I'm proud and I'm honored, and it was a complete surprise. I never expected it. But I knew I had a lot of friends here when I left here, but I had to leave here because I was going to be drafted in service back in those days. Having friends in the music business is what really helps in your writing and to collaborate with people. I do a lot of collaborations. I write songs myself. Yeah, because I do shows other places in the country, and they're fun, and I have a good time. But when I come here, I bring the best friends, the best writers that I know that are good people in Nashville, and I bring them here because I want them to entertain the people that I love. As I said in there, just if you have a dream, just believe in it and follow it. because you can make it happen. You can make it happen. Sometimes it doesn't happen real quick, but if you love it, you'll keep doing it, you know, and that's really...
Boys, is this the way you usually dress? Well, Peachtree Boutique wants to do something about that. Peachtree Boutique in Bellefontaine is offering at-school tuxedo fitting and rental on Monday during all 3 lunch periods. Peachtree will help you select a great tux and take your measurements right here at school. All you need to do is make a 50% deposit. With a credit card, check, or cash, fittings will be done in the nurse's office. Peachtree will even pick up your tux from the high school office on the Monday following prom. What could be easier? Check out all the options on the website. Create your look. Build a tux. Peachtree Boutique is located at 136 West Columbus Avenue, Bellefontaine.
Where does the money go to?
The money we raise through our 3-on-3 tournament goes to Vets to DC.
How does it feel to win?
Great. Amazing. Nothing better.
Who was the hardest team you faced?
Definitely Lillard's team. Definitely.
How'd you pick your team?
I knew it was coming up. I picked the players that were dogs and were going to go out and win.
My greatest regret is not doing show choir all 4 years of high school.
I wish I would have joined ag or BPA, but I just didn't have time.
I regret dealing with as many people as I have for the longest time because they treated me so poorly.
I regret I didn't play more sports and that I didn't better treat my injury my sophomore year, but that's about it. I enjoyed my time here.
I just don't think I have any.
Sophomore, freshman-ish year, I was not a big, looking back, I'm not a big fan of my style or hair or much of a lot of things.
I regret taking calculus.
I regret not convincing my dad harder to let me go to prom my sophomore year because DeWine took it away from me last year.
Many regrets. My biggest regret is dating a senior as a freshman.
My biggest regret is not making as many friends and waiting until my senior year to make a lot of friends and play all the sports that I wanted to play.
So one of my biggest regrets is probably not continuing playing certain sports throughout the school years.
I regret not doing music.
I regret not finding good friends until this year.
Growing up.
What's your biggest regret?
Probably getting in a car accident senior year.
Not being in a musical.
My regret?
Yes, what do you regret?
Probably just not playing softball.
Not doing other sports or clubs.